Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'll be showing you how this ant became a politician, at least in an ant sense, and what it can tell us about ants and why it's significant. So sit back, enjoy the video, and we'll go right into it. This queen's life started out pretty sadly. She was in a test tube for a while and her eggs all kind of molded over. She had kind of an unlucky life. However, I didn't feel like just letting her die. So I decided to worker boost her, and if you don't know what that is, you can go watch our videos on it. Basically, it's just giving live workers to a queen, and the queens are intelligent enough to actually realize that they can profit out of this encounter, and usually able to convince the worker to just serve them. So that's what I did for this queen for about 5 workers and a soldier, but I had a new plan. To make things easier, I decided to put the entire test tube, now filled with 5 loyal worker ants to the new queen, into a container with the rest of the colony from which I had taken the 5 ants that I'd already introduced to the queen. Now, this was kind of scary for me because if these worker ants weren't loyal enough, they could just turn on her and kill her with the rest of the colony. However, I knew that ants were pretty smart, and like humans, things just kind of went depending or according to how the ants dealt with them. And I honestly had no clue what the reaction would be because some queens are cowardly and provocative, while others are not. So I decided to see what would happen, and I got quite lucky. So I introduced the queen with the 5 workers she had just convinced to be on her side, and I put them all in the larger container with the rest of the colony. Almost immediately, the queen decided to leave the test tube and go around trying to convince the rest of the workers. Now this was insane since this was almost totally a death trap. Because imagine a random queen that the rest of them had never really met just comes running into a colony. Obviously they're going to think that she's a foreigner and they should kill her, right? And I thought this was going to happen. I thought that she was going to die immediately. Yet somehow she was able to convince them from killing her. Such as in this instance where she ran up to 2 soldiers, and the soldiers both opened their jaws for a second, but they decided not to attack her after she talked to them. And the speed with which her antennae were moving are incredible. They were constantly waving and always moving at lightning speed, showing that she was talking constantly to the soldiers and workers. Now, this to me looked exactly like the queen was trying to convince them not to attack her, which was really interesting since she was able to be successful with this endeavor. Now I'm going to say something kind of crazy, and a lot of people that have watched the videos on this channel already know this, but I think that ants are rational. These are rational moves, because if this ant can convince another ant through literally having a conversation with them not to attack her, how complex does that make ants? How complex does that make their brains, their communication? This little interaction shows so much about them. And this has been proven in other experiments I've done, but they are so much more complex and fascinating than we once thought. So, concluding the experiment, the queen was able to convince all of the ants through communication with her antennae not to attack her. And now she's living peacefully with the remaining workers and soldiers. It's incredible that she was able to do this. I think other queen ants that I've had, such as other adoption experiments, those queen ants would not have survived this encounter because they were provocative and aggressive. But this queen was very calm and peaceful. She didn't go about things trying to convince them through force. She just talked to them. And yeah, I hope to make more videos about communication and overall rationality in ants. So if you want to see any of those, please consider subscribing. And thank you guys for watching.